So this is okra. I grew okra for the first time this year, and it's really been a fun exercise. So I started the seeds indoors, I think probably in April from seed. And honestly, I didn't know how big the plants were going to get, or we were really going to get anything. They were kind of straggly and they didn't look like much, but they really thrived outdoors. I planted them late outdoors, so next year I'm going to plant them earlier. But take a look. I was away on vacation, and clearly these are way bigger than you want them. So I'm going to take these off and let these dry for seed. These are not going to be for consumption. So that, as you can tell, like, how big is this? Let's see. This is like more than 6 inches long. So clearly you don't want to eat okra like this. It's going to be tough. The seeds are going to be hard. But I'm just going to put this in a tray and let it dry. And then I'll open it up, and the seeds, I'm going to put them in an envelope and just label it and keep this for next year. So that's that. Let's see what else we have. The one thing you do have to keep an eye with okra is Japanese beetles. I learned that this year. Japanese beetles do like okra. We had a little bit of leaf damage, but actually wasn't bad. One day I came out, and it also produces a flower, and there was a Japanese beetle inside the flower, much to my dismay. So just something to be forewarned of. So I'm just going to harvest whatever you have. The larger ones, I'm going to keep those for seed, like I mentioned, and the small ones are going to be for eating. So I usually like them when they're maybe, let's say, like maybe under 3 inches. Is kind of what I would say. They grow upside down, which is kind of cool. They do not grow this way. They grow this way. So see how that's growing upside down? And you can see these ones are coming up right above it. So this leaf, you can see, has had quite a bit of pest damage. From what I can tell, this is the Japanese beetle. They have been the most active on these plants. But I wanted to show you, it's yellow, and I just leave it alone, but you can see this oak beside it, definitely way too big. So I'm going to remove those. And then the leaf, you can kind of take a look. It's a beautiful leaf. It's much deeper here, and you can see that the leaves become quite large, way bigger than my hand. So you can get an idea of how big they are. And this is, see, this is still too big because I can feel inside. I wouldn't use this because I use them for curries. I don't know if in stews you could still use it, but that's kind of how I use it. Okay, this is probably 8 to 9 inches long, just to give you an idea. So I'm in zone 5B. I wasn't sure if the weather gets warm enough here for okra. Clearly it does, so next year I will be planting it a little bit earlier and giving it a little more room to grow. And I will keep an eye on it more closely so that I can harvest it at a smaller size. So if you haven't tried okra and you like to eat it, I would encourage you to try. Starting seeds in spring is a good idea because okra plants are generally not available. I have not seen them in my area, so I'm not sure about yours. Maybe in the southern states, in the warmer climates, it's more common. But here in zone 5, it is not commonly found. So I would say start it by seed indoors. I started probably beginning of April, middle of April, and then planted outdoors. I would say early June is probably a good idea. So I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.